fans, welcome back to my channel. It is me, Alana. For this video, I am going to be discussing my mid-year check-in with you all. So I know I'm a little late with this, but I filmed it a first time and hated how it looked, so I decided to refilm it, and so here we are. So our first question is best book you've read so far. I've had a pretty decent reading year so far this year. I feel like I've read some really good books and I've read some not so good books, so I feel like it's pretty middle of the road right now, though I feel like I have read more books that I've enjoyed than not, so I'm really loving that. Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry. This was a really big surprise for me, and I'm gonna be honest, I saw the advertising for it on Instagram. I saw a lot of people talking about it, and just hearing what it was about, I just had a feeling it was going to be a book that I enjoyed, and I was right. I really loved this. I loved the main character. I loved the romance. I loved the world building. It follows a girl named Odessa, who is the not favored daughter of a king. Her sister is actually supposed to be the one that's carrying out her father's plan of being married off to this mystery kingdom, and in the plan her sister was to suss out all their secrets in order to help her father gain some footing and force this kingdom under his will. The catch is that the prince and his guardian choose Odessa to marry the prince instead of her sister, and so it basically screws up her father's plan entirely because her sister had been trained for years for this, whereas she was not. From there, she is forced to take on the plan, but she knows it may not go the way they think it's gonna go because she's not a spy. She doesn't know how to do this. Also, the other thing is that this world is plagued with monsters. Each of the kingdoms are also trying to find ways to counteract these monsters and keep them from coming. Not only does she have to basically suss out this kingdom and find out their secrets, she also has to help her father figure out if they have a solution to the monster problem or not. But I really loved this. Again, I enjoyed the characters. I enjoyed the main character, Odessa, a lot. I kind of enjoyed that she was just like, I'm not a spy. I'm just trying to live. I liked that she was also realistic in the sense of she recognized that her father didn't really love her. He really just wanted to use her. I really loved the guardian. I thought he was really cool and a little bit mysterious. I am definitely looking forward to seeing what happens in the sequel because I feel like this book definitely ended on a very interesting note for me. So next, it's the best sequel you have read so far. For that one, I'm gonna put Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros on this list. This is the third book in the Fourth Wing series, I believe it's going to be. I absolutely adored this book. I freaking hate that it came out at the beginning of this year because this ended on such an intense note that having to wait a whole other year and some change for the next book is kind of killer, and I hate that. This series, if you've never heard of it, follows a girl named Violet Sorrengail who is forced to join the Dragon Riders quadrant of this war college. She originally wanted to be a scribe, but her mom forced her to be a Dragon Rider. And so while she's there, she not only has to try to defy the odds that everybody expects her to fail and die, but she also starts to really learn that this world that they're living in may not be the truth. There may be more things that have been hidden from them for so long, and so she kind of has to come to terms with the fact that she has been lied to her entire life, and that now she is one of the few people that can actually help save everybody that she loves. I love this. It has dragons. The fantasy is pretty good. The romance is okay. I'm here for the fantasy and the dragons for the most part, though. And I just like the ever-expanding world, and I like seeing where Rebecca Yarros goes with this. Next question is a new release you haven't read yet but want to, and so for that one I have Silverborn, The Mystery of Morgan Crow by Jessica Townsend. I've definitely been looking forward to this one. This is the 4th book in the Nevermore series, and it follows a girl named Morgan Crow who was predicted to die on her like 12th or 13th birthday. And on the day of her birthday, this man comes and whisks her away to Nevermore and invites her to join their world and their secret society. And in doing so, she starts to learn about who she is and why she was chosen to join this world in the first place. The rest of the books are just her going on this journey of like self-discovery, but also finding people who truly care for her and where she kind of fits in as well. And I just really enjoyed this. I really love watching her grow into herself and really find those people who really value who she is. And I'm just really excited to pick up this 4th book. I actually just don't know. I don't know what the plot of this one is going to be. I've gotten to the point with this series where I just pick them up and I read them because I just love them so much that I know whatever the plot is, I'm here for it. Next is most anticipated release for the rest of the year. I've been really bad the past few years with keeping up with new releases that aren't sequels to books I've already read. So yeah, but I do have one book I am still looking forward to toward in like the fall time of this year, and that is Our Vicious Oaths by N.E. Davenport. It's supposed to drop on October 28th. I know this is a new romantasy by her, and it's supposed to be about Faye, and I think there's like a war happening, and that's kind of all I really know, but that's all I really want to know because I like to just go in and vibe with books. But N.E. Davenport wrote the Blood Trials duology, which I absolutely loved. I think last year I read it and I loved it so much that I really wanted something else by her, and so I'm really excited that she's writing this. Biggest surprise of the year so far, I have 2. I have Lights Out by Nevessa Allen. This is a dark romance about a woman who is a nurse who ends up falling for this. He's almost like a anonymous influencer that does like sexual poses. If I have to describe it, I don't know. They like know each other in real life, and once he realizes that she's interested in him online, he starts to take action in gaining her interest in his real life. I thought this was a fun read. I was surprised how much fun I had with this, and I'm just looking forward to see what else Nevessa Allen writes. And my second surprise was Silver Elite by Dani Francis. This, I had seen how controversial it was, with people debating about whether it was actually written or if it wasn't, or if it was good or not. I read it. I enjoyed it for the most part. I didn't think it was terrible. I'm definitely saving judgment for whenever the second book comes out, and that'll decide whether I will continue. But for the most part, I thought this was decent. I didn't hate it. Now, would I say it's an actual dystopian? No. I'd say it's dystopian light, and I would say it's more romance than dystopian. Maybe those dystopian elements could come out later. I don't know. This follows a girl named Ren who lives in a world where there are the like normal people and then there are the modifieds. And so if you're a modified, you have some type of psychic ability. And the way that modifieds are identified is when they're using their psychic ability, their veins, I think, light up. And so they basically look like a glow stick. But Ren is different for some reason, which she doesn't know why. And when she uses her abilities, she does not light up. So she basically can hide in plain sight and really make sure her identity isn't given away. But due to circumstances, she is forced to join the military training of this like regime that is in charge of her world, and the main people that are really against her people. And so she decides to basically work with the rebellion and try to take them out from the inside by like going in, infiltrating, and joining one of their most elite squads. Alright, and then newest favorite author. I'm gonna put Devney Perry on this from Shield of Sparrows because this was definitely a big surprise, and now I think I'm gonna give Devney Perry's contemporary romances a try as well and see if I could enjoy those. Alright, and then newest fictional crush. I don't really have one. I don't really have fictional crushes for the most part like that, so newest favorite character. I don't really know if I have one right now. A book that made you cry. So, for that one I have The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. This bitch had me sobbing a river. And the thing is, I started this book and I was like, you know, it's a book about World War II. It's gonna fuck me up. I was just not expecting how sad it was going to make me. I was good until the end, and then it just like all hit me like a truck, and then I was not good. This book follows two sisters who are living in France during the Nazi occupation during World War II. The older sister, she is trying to survive while her husband is at war, and she's trying to take care of her daughter and keep her kind of away from everything while her village is being invaded by the Nazis. And it's gone so far as she now has to house one of them, and so she has to find a balance of standing up for her like morals but also making sure like she's safe and her daughter is safe, while the younger sister is taking a more active approach to defying the Nazis, and she is living in Paris, and she is joining in the rebel causes to like counteract the Nazi actions that are happening within her country. Overall, this was like a really beautiful story, and it's definitely nuanced because I feel like sometimes you relate to one sister and then other times you relate to the other sister. So I feel like each sister like did the best they could with what circumstances were being presented to them. After this book, I told myself I can't read any more Kristen Hanna. Like I think she kind of has to be banned for a little bit because I just was not expecting how much this wrecked me. I also was like reading this as I was teaching about the Holocaust, so I'm pretty sure the timing just altogether was terrible for me to pick this book up. Alright, next, a book that made you happy. So I can't do this without putting my girl on this list, and I have Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. I really enjoyed this. This had elements that I really enjoyed in books like this. So like if you enjoyed Evelyn Hugo, reading that, I really enjoyed the flashbacks between the present and the past and how you were literally being told this lady's story, and it wasn't just being like told to you secondhand, like you were literally seeing it through her eyes. It's kind of similar here with how they're like learning about this lady's story. This follows a woman named Alice who is a writer, and she is wanting to write this recluse old Hollywood star's memoir slash like biography. And so she tracks this lady down to convince her to let her write it. And so the lady tells her that there's actually one more person who's trying to write her story as well. And so she kind of makes it into a little competition. But the catch is that as Alice and the other writer, Hayden, get to know each other more and more throughout the summer, feelings grow, but they also start to realize that this lady may not be sharing everything with them, and they don't really know why. I really liked this. I love a good Grumpy Sunshine romance, and this definitely gave that. Alice was like very much energetic, always super friendly, always talkative, whereas Hayden was very much a grump, very much not friendly, and very much confused by the energy that Alice had all the time. And then my next question is most beautiful book you've bought or received. For that one, I'm actually gonna do a special edition of Shield of Sparrows. I think so far this has been one of the prettiest books I have bought unintentionally. I was just trying to find a copy of this and it was sold out everywhere. And then I finally went to a store in North Carolina, and I actually found like the last copy of the special edition, so what a magical moment for me. And then my last question is, what books do you need to read before the end of the year? So I always say all of my books, just because it's just a work in progress. So that is my check-in. Thank you so much for watching. If you stayed this long, please let me know down below how you've been doing this year. What has your reading been like? Have you been enjoying books? What so far has been your favorite book that you have read? If you liked the video, please like it down below. If you're not good at commenting, I'm going to go ahead and say leave me an emoji. And if you want to see more videos from me, please hit the subscribe button. You are all sunflowers in a world full of weeds.